Yes, you're going to need a microSD Express card if you just bought a Nintendo Switch 2, or you're getting one for the holidays, or you're buying one for somebody else. It's a nice gift, stocking stuffer to throw in there alongside of it, because you're going to need that storage. And trust me, we're going to explain all about this in a second. I'm going to show you the best ones here, my list, and I'll have links to all of them in the description below as I go through and explain the differences and the different read-write speeds and why these are important. So hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to dive into the best micro SD Express cards for your Nintendo Switch. An important disclaimer right up front, because if you might not be a techie, okay? And if you go into a Best Buy or a Walmart and you're like, hey, you just walk over to the little case there and you're like, I need to get one of these SD cards for my son, his new Switch 2. And you just grab one off the shelf. I'm going to tell you right now, you might be buying the wrong one, okay? Because those older SD cards that are out there that have a little cute picture of Mario on them and all of that, those have been around for many, many years. And those are not the ones that you need. You must make sure that it says microSD Express. It has to say the word Express on the card. That means it's dramatically faster than those old tiny little SD cards. And yes, they are tiny. I mean, they look like the size of a little like a thumbnail, for crying out loud, right? But make sure that you buy one that says Express on it, okay? Don't buy those older ones. It will simply just not work at all on the Switch 2, so don't waste your money. So with the Switch 2 being incredibly popular, these things are going to fly off the shelf. Yes, it was the 15th most popular item on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, the Switch 2. These things were a hot commodity. And when Amazon launched their Cyber Monday sale, they sold like 100,000 Switch 2s in just a few minutes. So these things are a hot commodity, and these SD cards have been pretty difficult to find. So I'm going to walk through all of that today here. But first, I want to talk about why Switch 2 games, why you would even need to get this on the Switch 2. You're like, the games are on the cartridges, right? If I buy them a game for Christmas, Fortnite, or, whatever, Pokemon, the full game is going to be on the cartridge, right? No. Almost across the board, almost all Switch 2 games aren't fully on the cartridges anymore. You need to look at the bottom of the front of the box. If it says Game Key Card, that means it's simply a license for the game. You put that little cartridge in your Switch 2 and you have to download the game. Yes. And very few of these games have the full game on the cartridge. Now, if you're buying one of the Nintendo first party games like Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, or even like Pokemon ZA, yes, the game is fully on the cartridge. Metroid Prime 4, the game is fully on the cartridge, but those are rare. Those are rare. Almost every Switch 2 game right now is a game key card. So just know what you're getting here. If you're buying those game key cards, you are required to download the game onto the device. Now, when you buy a Switch 2, it has limited storage, only 256 gigabytes of storage internally on this device. That means with a lot of the size of these modern games, you can fill up that internal storage very fast, like 4 games, 5 games. And now that some of these games are going to be over 100 gigabytes, 100 gigabytes, that's like 2 games that you get to fit on the internal storage of this device. So that's why having these micro SD cards is going to be key for you. Now let's talk about the speed. The fastest way to load games on the Switch 2 is from its internal storage, meaning that if you've downloaded a game directly to the internal storage, it'll load much faster. The game will play smoother. It's going to load times between different scenes is going to happen faster. Even the launch of the game is going to happen faster. The second fastest way is by putting the game on an SD card if you've run out of internal storage. So it'll pull from that little SD card. It's not going to be as fast as internally, but it'll be almost as fast. And the third way that's not fast at all is if you have the game fully on a physical cartridge, which sucks because I'm a physical game collector. I love having my games physically, but to know that that's like the third fastest way and just way slower, that really sucks, unfortunately. But hey, that's what's going on. We're moving towards an all digital era that I'm not happy about, but it is what it is. So who needs this? Well, if you're just a casual gamer, a 256 gigabyte card might be plenty, right? So it comes with 256 built in. Then open up the bottom of this, your kickstand here, and then right underneath the kickstand is hidden the SD card slot. You slide a 256 gigabyte card in there, and now you've got a total of 512 gigabytes, right? So you're probably fine, casual gamer. If you're like me though, and you want a lot of more space, you can go up and up. Right now I've got a 512 gigabyte card in here. So right now then that means of course that I'm over 700 gigabytes of space with this 512 gigabyte card. But I just bought, finally, because it was sold out everywhere, I finally got my hands on this little boy. This is a 1 terabyte. This is a 1 terabyte card from Lexar. And so now I will have over 1,200 gigabytes of storage on my Switch 2. But again, not your mileage may vary. You might not need to download that many games or store that many games on your device. I just kind of like that. I'd like to have this card for the future because as these games get bigger and bigger, it's going to eat up more and more space. So let's go through the best ones that I've found, some of these holiday deals, and the best ones that you can pick up right now based on read-write speeds. I'm going to kind of give you them in the order of best to worst, meaning worst for read-write speeds, the speed with which it's able to read information off of the SD card itself, okay? And yes, you're going to save money. Obviously, if the read-write speed is slower, more budget-friendly, you're going to spend less money. Just know what you're getting into. So let me get on my glasses here and go over my notes. And let's talk about the different SD card options here. First up, this is the Lexar Play Pro. This is the one that I have in my hands right now. This is the microSD Express card. This is 1 terabyte. This is probably the most, future-proof of the cards. I mean, this is obviously going to be for heavy Switch 2 users. It offers up to 900 megabytes a second read-write speed, 600 megabyte write speed. So 900 read, 600 write speed, and again, a 1 terabyte capacity. And it's ideal if you plan to hold a large library for this. Now, I got it on sale during Black Friday sale. So, your mileage may vary. I'm not going to put up prices here. You'll just need to kind of investigate because maybe do some searches on Amazon specifically. Check out Lexar's website to see if any sales are currently going, depending on when you actually watch this video. So I'm not going to throw out a price if it's going to be gone by the time you actually see this video. Next up, this is one that I've had, and I actually bought a couple of these for the kids. This is the SanDisk microSD Express card. This is 512 gigabytes. It's a great balance of capacity, speed, reliability. I almost never have any trouble at all with a SanDisk SD card. I've owned SanDisk for many, many years in my cameras and all sorts of different handheld devices. And I never have a trouble with them. They are a really trusted brand. It's widely recommended as a safe bet for the Switch 2. So if you want a 512 gigabyte one, highly recommend going with the SanDisk microSD Express card. Next up, the ADATA Premier Extreme microSD Express card. This is 512 gigabytes, solid performance, 800 megabytes of read speed. So just a little bit less than what we were talking about before with the Lexar, and about 700 megabytes of write speed, so a little bit faster on the right side. Very good durability, strong mid-range pick if you want to, speed without breaking the bank. Let's go through these next ones pretty quickly. The PNY microSD Express card, really a great value to performance ratio. It's a top pick if you want to, find a fast, reliable card at a lower price point, though it's hard to find. It's hard, I'll be honest with you, it's hard to find the 1 terabyte variants. They're pretty rare as of now. Lexar to me has been, again, this one, if you want the 1 terabyte option, Lexar has been the most available, but it seemed like they kind of held back and then waited for Black Friday, and then they finally were back in stock suddenly, and then that's how I was able to finally get one. Anyway, GameStop also has Express micro SD cards. If you don't want to order them online, head there and you can find one of the GameStop Express micro XD for 1 terabyte as well. And if you don't care about brand name, it doesn't matter. You don't care about SanDisk, you don't care about Lexar, and you don't mind having a GameStop one, it doesn't matter. This is a viable option. Performance is solid, but of course they might not hold up as long and as well as picking up a Lexar and a SanDisk. Next up is Next, N-E-X-T. This is a micro SD Express card, 256 gigabytes. This is a decent entry-level one. If you're just getting started or you want a small, fast card for a few games, definitely a good one to pick up. But my ultimate sort of bargain card recommendation here is the Walmart brand, ONN. If you get a chance to go to Walmart or just go to walmart.com, again, I'll have these linked up in the description below. The microSD Express card, they have a 256 gigabyte option and a 512 gigabyte option. I believe they also have a terabyte, although they've never been in stock when I've looked for the 1 terabyte version of this. These cards are pretty budget friendly. The read-write speeds are a little bit lower, of course, than the premium cards, but they are really fantastic SD cards at an affordable price from Walmart. In fact, the one that I have in here right now is the 512 gigabyte version of the ONN from Walmart. So I have no problems with it whatsoever. I have a bunch of games loaded up on this, and I've played through quite a few of them. Had no problems at all. Played through Hollow Knight directly off of this SD card, so had no trouble at all. Highly recommend the ONN brand from walmart.com. So what to watch out for if you're trying to pick the right card: capacity versus speed. That's really what it's going to come down to. If you only buy a couple of games, you're not really worried about having a huge library, then a 256 gigabyte card, the lowest level, is going to be just enough for you. Maybe 512. If you plan to hold a lot of large AAA games, you want your Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or any of those larger AAA titles that where they could tap out over 100 gigabytes per download, you're going to definitely want to go up to the 1 terabyte model. And for maybe only $30, $40 more, you're future-proofing this device so you have maximum capacity on this device. Next up, make sure you see Express written on that card. I can't tell you how many people I've heard who've actually bought the wrong SD cards. Been a disaster. They're like, oh, they plug it in, nothing. It's not going to work on the Switch 2. It'll work on the Switch 1. It's not going to work on the Switch 2. So please, please, please make sure that it says Express right there on the package. Okay, got to have that on there. Next, speed difference and why it matters. Let's talk about this. So standard micro SD cards top out around 200 megabytes per second for read-write speeds. Okay, much slower, while Express cards can hit 800, 900 megabits per second for read speeds. That's a multiplier advantage, of course, for loading up games, updates, swapping titles, etc. So make sure you're getting the latest model. And then, look, let's be honest, premium cards cost more. So it depends. You're going to be paying brand name. It's like anytime you're paying for, a card, a name, Lexar, SanDisk, you're going to be paying more for those things. But I highly recommend checking out the ONN SD cards from Walmart. Again, I have not had any problems with them. And if you read the reviews of people who've bought those cards, they're overwhelmingly happy with them. So that's it, guys. Those are the microSD Express card recommendations that I have. Hopefully this helped you walk through that process and maybe answered a few questions you might have had about, like, why do I need to get this thing for my Switch 2? Is it too much? Do I need a terabyte? Do I need 512 gigabytes? I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please leave me a comment below and please subscribe to the channel, and also leave me a like. I would really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Happy holidays, and we'll see you real soon.